Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of my Standing on It podcast. Hey, so we got a special one tonight, man. This is the first time I ever done this. This is an all women's podcast. They're gonna go in tonight, y'all. I promise you, fellas, be ready. What we're gonna discuss today is they're gonna talk about the relationship problems. What the hell are men doing wrong, man? Why is it not working out? Why are we making the women unhappy, man? And as a man, what can we do to fix everything? How can we make them happy? How can we make them soft and feminine again, man? But I want to introduce each one of y'all on here. I know some of them are brand new here, and there are some that you guys seen before. But I want to start off at the top here with Chanel. Chanel, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Chanel. I'm from Las Vegas and I'm a mother of two.
Oh, thank you. BV.
I'm Brandy. I'm in Vegas and I'm a mom of three.
Okay. And Allie.
I'm in Reno. I'm a mom of three. And yeah, my name is Allie.
Yes.
I'm Des. I'm 29. I don't have any kids yet, and I'm excited to be here.
Oh, shit. And Miss Christy.
All right. I'm Christy. I'm 48, going to be 49, and I have one child.
Oh, shit. That's what we're talking about. Well, hey, welcome everybody, man. So we're not gonna wait any longer. We're just gonna dive straight into it because I know some of y'all already got something to say. And the first person I already know who I'm going to, and I'm going to target her on purpose. Brandy, let's just get to it, man. What's the problem with men today?
Men today, they want to be respected. They need respect to feel loved, but they're not respectable. You cannot lead a family if you are not a leader. Not expect a woman to want to follow you, to respect you when you're not being respectable. And when I say you're not respectable, you're on social media, thirst trapping, DMing, fucking calling bitches to the house on the weekend. I mean, men are doing a lot of things and they think that they're slick, but everything comes to the light. So at the end of the day, you cannot follow a man that is not a leader. And not every man was, I guess, created to be a leader.
Hold on, goddammit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Because I'm about to step up for the men on some of these now.
Okay.
So the same thing you complain about the men doing, you don't think women do this too? You don't think the women setting the thirst trap pictures for the men too?
Yeah, but we're not talking about women. We're talking about men. We're talking about why men are the problem about relationships, not the women.
Oh,
but I will answer because I post thirst traps. And you know why I post thirst traps? Because if that's the type of shit you like, then I'm going to post it. So if you like it, then I can fucking share it, period. So
then what the man got to say though?
Go that way. We could both like whatever you want to like, but don't be mad because I'm going to get way more attention than you're ever going to get by DMing some girl on her thirst trap. So in the end, I'm not the one going to be crying. I promise you that.
Oh. Christy, what you over there talking about in the corner now?
That is true. It is true. Like we were talking about the other day about the twerking thing. A lot of men say they don't like it, but they'd be the first ones up there trying to watch everything. You might say to your friends, okay, that's not someone I would take home to meet mom, but I'll fuck that. And right now, the problem we're having in relationships is that nobody wants to be serious. Nobody wants a serious relationship because everyone's so busy fucking. Why would I be in a serious relationship when everyone's just smashing? That's all anybody wants. And yes, she's right. Men are not leading. So why should we follow a leader? If I'm doing better than you, how am I supposed to follow you if I'm doing better than you?
So let me ask you this.
And I'm a single mom. And we're single moms. We're single moms doing better than men. That some of them, they don't even have kids. And we're still doing better. In fact, some of them are still living with their moms. Why?
Mama's boy. No, the mom won't let him out the house. She want her son there with her.
Speaking of mamas is a lot of the problems nowadays too.
Thank
They
you. Speak on it.
they baby their sons. They have no expectations. If we go back to how our grandmas raised men, it was you need to step up and handle your business. Now moms have the same excuses as their son. You go to them like, okay, your son is not doing this. Well, maybe you can start doing this. Like they don't hold their sons accountable. They don't tell them nothing that they're doing wrong, and that's why they act the way they act nowadays.
I agree. I have said that a million times. I said, "Oh, did your mom raise you to think you're perfect?
Mhm.
Is that why you're like that? Because your mom raised you to believe you're perfect." Okay, that's cute.
So, do some of the women get the blame then? Is that what I'm hearing, Chanel? Of how some of the guys are turning out? Like, for
I
instance,
I think it's mamas, and then on the other hand is I feel like as women nowadays, like not that we're masculine, not that we're trying to upstep, but sometimes we don't even make them crave it or feel like they need something because we're already like, here, I got this for you. Like I can handle that. Like I do this. And so they get so comfortable that it's like, what do I need to work harder for? So if I'm a woman that has standards that's making you have to do something, but you have somebody else that's still the same as me, right? We both have good jobs. We're both taking care of our business, but she's gonna do everything for you. You're not gonna want me. You're gonna be with the person that's gonna let you be lazy.
so can a man be a leader in a relationship even if he makes less money than you? Is that okay?
Of
Or does it
course.
all matter about money?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I look, leadership,
Yeah.
in my opinion, leadership is a man who is going to lead his family to church on Sunday, to God, a man who is going to have morals and he's going to lead by that. He's not going to be thirst trapping. He's not going to be showing when our kids get on social media that he likes nasty Naz while she shakes her ass all over Instagram. No, that is a leader. It has nothing to do with money. Now, if you got money, that's great. That's a bonus. But I could get money. All of us could get money. That's not a problem. It's about being a true leader by like who you are as a human at your core. Not it has nothing to do with money. That's where
Could it
y'all
be,
are confused.
could it be broke?
Well, I mean, I'm
He
not
can
dating
be
a broke
broke,
man.
but he has to have motivation to do something.
Yeah.
How long? How much time do you give him to have that motivation without saying no action?
If I can find a job faster than
No
you,
action.
that's no excuse.
Say it one more time.
If a woman can find a job faster than the man, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
You can like work a temp job, like picking up or doing side jobs.
Like
So
a
what
lady.
you're saying is it really doesn't matter about the job at the beginning. Just make some steps and initiative to get a job and to
Right.
keep making
So
those steps
get
forward.
get that money,
Yeah.
like going to the neighbor's yard, like mowing yards, like until you find a job.
Okay. So if the guy had his dream or whatever that might be, how long are you gonna hold him down to accomplish that? Or is there a time limit, women, that you say, look, man, you've been trying this for 4 or 5 years, and 5 years later, you're still in the same position you was back then. Do you guys say, hey, I can't do it no more? You cut that off, or you say, hey, leave it alone, go get a job now?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say he has to be working towards it. And at some point, even 3 months in, you're gonna know where he's at with that. If he's serious, if it's gonna go somewhere or not. 4 or 5 years, no, I gave up after a year. Like,
Damn,
no.
1 year, huh?
I feel
Yes,
like if you're
you
I'm
can
doing
get anything
absolutely
done in a
nothing.
year.
Damn. Whew. Does age play a factor? Like, hey, man, you too old not to have a job at this point. Like, does that play a huge factor?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
all right. So, okay. How about this? If you guys say there's some ladies here, say you own your own business, right? And you meet a man, you guys are in a relationship. Do you guys help build your man up? what if, let's just say you have a business and let's say you do something in life that this guy never thought of before. That's never even crossed his mind. Would you guys take the time to teach him what it is that you do, show him something different, and maybe build him up? Then you guys can do this business together. And you both make the money versus saying, hey, I got this, I make this amount of money, I don't need you, and whatever the case might be.
He has to be interested and willing to want to participate. I'm big in, I'm old school, like we're going to build an empire together. So if your dream is your dream, then we're building that dream together. There's no 1 year, 2 year, 3 months. We're building that dream together. So however we got to get to that dream, we're going to do it together. And then like, I obviously have my own dreams and you're going to rock with me while I get my dreams, like, period. But as far as having a business, he has to have interest in the business. If he doesn't have interest, then fuck no, I'm not sharing.
You won't go nowhere.
No.
So we have Regina who left a comment. Would you guys support a man if he wanted to go to school?
Yeah.
Now, you know that could be longer than a year.
But he has to actually be
That's still motive.
like have a plan. Like, what is your plan? Okay, you're going to school to do what? Right? There's a lot of people that's just going to school just because. I know people that's going to school to get financial aid checks. Like, I need to know that you are going to school and you have a plan. And if you don't have one, like you said, I'm all about lifting you up. Let's come up with a plan together, but it's all about initiative. And the biggest problem with men today is there's no initiative, because why do I have to do it?
And action behind those words.
So
Not
being
just-
broke, let's just say he did go to school, and we all know when you go to school, you need time to go to school, you need time to study, to really learn what it is that you're going to school for. So he might not have time to go out and make money. Is that going to ruin a relationship? Because we know the number one problem in relationships is finances.
But
Cause a lot of arguments. It even kills your sex drive. Get you really hold on.
To say that to me. They couldn't tell me that you can't get money while you're going to school. I have a career. I work 2 jobs, 40 hours to 60 hours a week. I have 2 kids, taking care of 2 older kids by myself. And I'm in school to get my master's. You can't tell me nothing. Like, you can never tell me that you can't go to school and get a job at McDonald's.
Right.
There's no way you're going to tell me.
Well, hold on. Where are you getting your master's? Online? Are you going to classes? How many classes are you taking? Because I am going to school for my BSN, and I take 7 classes a semester in 4 months on an accelerated program, and I cannot work. So somebody's taking care of me. And I have children as well, but I respect that you're getting your master's, but there's a lot of factors that go into if you're taking one class or if you're taking online courses. Like, there's many factors that go into that.
I think the other thing is, if you did not have somebody taking care of you, tell me right now you would not be doing what you have to do to make it still happen. Like,
I would definitely
I think that's my point. My thing is, if I can see you're taking the initiative to get a job while you're in school and it's just not happening, workload is like, school is really taking over. I can see that. But there's a lot of times where I can see you're not doing shit. Like,
yeah.
That's what I mean more. If like, you can't tell me you're not doing that if I'm not seeing it either.
Right.
Miss Christie, I want to go back on something we talked about earlier today, and I want to ask each one of them. So I was telling Christie earlier, I see this comment from women all the time on TV, and I seen somebody put this on my Facebook this morning, and they keep using the word or the saying, I'm not settling. That shit irks the hell out of me, and I'm going to tell you why. But I only hear women say that, like as if men aren't settling too. You know what I'm saying? But I only hear women say that. Just like I only hear women say, I'm an independent woman. What does that mean? I've never heard a man say, I'm an independent man. Like, what the hell does that mean? That you're an adult, you're independent? But this whole settling thing, what the hell is it? What can y'all explain to me what that means to you? Whoever want to go first?
Like, what do you mean settling? Like in the relationship, or like?
I just see
Yeah.
comments all the time when women be like, "I'm not settling on this. I'm not." It's always, "I'm not settling." What do you mean you're not settling? Like,
I think
Like
it's
not
important.
settling for a man who don't have a job, a man who don't want to get up and do anything with his life. Not settling for that.
Well, and
yeah,
some women may not be settling for a dude that doesn't buy flowers every week. And some women might not be settling for a man who doesn't want to have children. I mean, it's open to interpretation. So you getting pissed off by seeing it is laughable to me, because why are you taking it so personal? Are you the one that they're settling for? Because,
you
like,
can't.
why?
Nah, baby, nah, you can't settle for me. Please believe that. Boy, shit.
But then what are you mad about? Who cares? It's only
Because when I see that comment, I always see it, and it
But you're
refers
taking
back
it.
to.
But the
If
thing
it's
is,
referring to money, is when I
you're
see
taking
that
it.
comment. I'm not
You're taking
settling.
it in a negative. So the way I explained it today was women saying, because I say it too. What we mean by not settling is from our past experiences, we look at our relationships and we realize, okay, that we weren't thinking that through, that relationship through. Like, did that person have everything that we need as a partner? A lot of us were going for companionship. And then the companionship ends up being a partnership, which shouldn't have been. So, what we mean by saying we're not going to settle is that I'm not going to settle for what I used to date before. When I'm in my 20s, I'm dating a certain type of man. When I'm in my 30s, my 40s, now I want to date, and I want to date someone who wants a partnership. A lot of times we're dating men who aren't even ready to be in a relationship. Those are the things that we need to figure out. Do our morals, line up? Do our goals in life? Do we have things compatible? Are we compatible at all? Sometimes we're looking at things and we're attracted. Everyone's attracted to someone, and then we're sexually attracted. And then when the sex is, whether it's good or bad, then what else do we have? So us settling means that, you know what, I'm no longer going to be dating the way I used to date, because obviously that didn't work out. So now I need to be more mature about who I'm picking to date. I need to date a partner, not a companion. Those are the things we mean by it. And it's not really in the negative form. It's just saying that, hey, I need to mature myself and I need to bring my standards up, because obviously I didn't have any before. So now I need to look at the things that I realized from my dating past. What is it that I like and what do I not like? And take that forward into the dating world.
I think you just said that in a mature way, but the people
Yeah.
I'm seeing type that I'm not settling, that's not what they saying. I promise you. I see a lot of finances. I see them saying settling just as in a talking shit form about settling, or thinking better because you make more money or might have more than a certain man, and he better have what you have, if not more. Meaning settling like that. You know what I mean? And look, this is my thing. I think we all have flaws and we all have strengths in certain things about us. Like, you might have a guy, that y'all know is a good dude and this and that, but he might not have everything financially that you're looking for. You guys might meet a man that got all the finances to take care of you, but he's a dork. You're not really attracted to him like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you say settling, it's just like, and it's like, for instance, I'm gonna give y'all the story. I seen it this morning. It was on my page, and I was talking to an old friend of mine. She was like, some women are settling, and I was like, when you say settle, and she's like, well, when women are paying attention to mistakes and this and that, I'm like, okay, well, if you keep making the same mistake, then it's a choice now. You know what I mean? You're gonna keep getting the same guy, and then somebody chimed in, some girl. She was like, I'm not selling for nobody, and this guy better be whatever their shit was. So I'm like, who is this girl? So I click on her page. I look through it. 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, and all 3 kids were different races. But she's not settling. To me, you're not the prize. You not. I feel if I come in the picture, I'm settling. You know what I mean? Are you gonna make me the 4th person? So when I say settling, that's what why I say it kind of bothered me, because I think some people look at it, they say settling, and they act as if their shit don't stink. You know what I mean? So that's what bothers me about when I hear this word about settling.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If a man said he wasn't settling for the woman, does that make you upset as well?
If a man said a man don't say it, that's what I'm saying.
But
I've never heard a man say I'm
there are
settling.
men that will say, for instance, I've heard conversation. I have friends with kids. There are men that say, "I'm not settling for no woman with no kids," but they're living with their mom.
Well, I think
If you hear something, if you heard that from a man,
I heard men say they won't date a woman with kids, but I think that's a little bit different than saying settling. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day,
they'll have sex with the woman with kids, but they won't wife the woman with kids.
Yeah, because it's different. Because a man can have sex with you and be done with you tonight and don't have to see you ever again. Me being in a relationship with a woman with the kids, and we're in a true relationship, some of my money, my resources will go to taking care of you and your kids. It's a package deal. You know what I mean? Me having sex with a woman one night, I'm not obligated to do anything. So that's probably why they won't do it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, a guy can't say he's not selling, because you guys choose the men. We might choose be the one in control of if you guys get married or not, but you guys do choose us when it comes to who we're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? So we can't really settle. So when y'all say settle, that's why men don't say the word settle. You know, but what's up, BB?
I don't agree with you at all.
I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know why you wouldn't, because didn't you just say you've been engaged for how long? And you said, I know you want to be married, right? So men are in charge of weddings, of who you put in the ring or be married.
That's fine, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about using
That's
the word.
What I just said, though. So that's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I just said, right? So when you say I don't agree with none of it, part of it got to be your reality, so you got to agree with some of it.
Okay, so yeah, the guys choose when you get married, but who's to say that I'm also not choosing? Because at this point, if you want to get real talk, I don't want to fucking get married. I want to get through school, and then I'll make a decision on what my next step is. But I'm not settling. I'm staying where it's good for my family and giving it time for other situations that have to heal itself. But for settling for a woman with children, men settle all the time. Oh, they'll just take home whatever girl they can pull from the bar because y'all just can't pick up the hottest chick. And I bet you, was the girl today with the 3 kids and the 3 different baby daddies and the 3 different nationalities, was she pretty?
No.
Well, you wouldn't say she was because you don't like
I mean,
that
she wasn't, and I don't want to expose her and put her picture up, but she wasn't. That's what makes it so weird to me when I see people make comments like that.
Well, I think that whole word just all the way around is completely open to interpretation. Like for me, I would never settle for a guy that isn't going to be a leader of a family and lead the family to church. I wouldn't settle for a guy that is stuck on social media 8 hours every night after work. I wouldn't settle for that. Period. I already know what I want and what I don't want. And you're right. I've been engaged for 5 years. And yeah, he could sure decide, oh, let's go get married tomorrow. But guess what? I'm not getting married tomorrow because I have other things and other goals. And we have many other situations within our household that aren't on topic for tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about your household, but a comment you just made right now, you stated, I don't need to get married. I'm want to concentrate now on school, this and that. And at the beginning, I'm talking about the beginning of the show, the things that you had let be known to everybody, how long the relationship was. You gave up the age and said, I'm engaged. You volunteered that information. So that's what I'm saying. So, and then now you're saying that, okay, my goal is school and I might not want to get married, this and that, right? Let's just say you don't want to get married once school is done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's fair? Do you think that, hey, I'm on, because you just also stated to Chanel that I have someone taking care of me while I'm going to school. Do you think that's right to say, okay, well, I got my school done. I'm about to get this career and this money. Now I'm about to be out on this nigga. Do you think
No,
that's fair?
I didn't say I was bouncing. I didn't say I'm going to bounce. Look,
you said you don't know. I'm saying if that was to happen.
I don't know. And he knows that I don't know. It's not a fucking secret. He knows that if certain things do not change by the time I graduate, I'm bouncing out of this motherfucker. He knows it's not a secret. It's not, I'm not out here fucking playing the dude. No, I'm not doing that. But I also do a lot for this household and for him. And I have stood by him and built his dreams for the last 8 years. Ride or fucking die. I have stood by him. So damn right, while I go to school, fucking support me. And if the shit ain't together by the end, then him and I will make that decision. But at this point, but it's not a secret. He knows. He has said, "Oh, you're going to leave as soon as you graduate." I might. If shit don't change, I might. That's just the fucking reality. But that's the reality that we created. So I'm not some bitch out here using a dude and then, oh, poor him at the end. No, it's not like that. I'm very honest about who I am, where I am, and what I want. So good for him. He's got a year to become the leader, the man, be respectable, be what it is that I need for a husband and that I expect for a husband. And I get to do whatever work I need to do. And then in the end, if we decide, okay, we want to get married, great, we will. And if we say, no, you know what, this just works for us and we'll just keep living engaged, then we'll do that. Or I'll bounce and go to South Carolina. The end. But it's not a secret.
So I heard you mention comments about the social media thing. Would you say social media is probably the biggest part? Let's just say that might be kind of maybe, I don't want to say it's really wrong.
For everybody, kids, adults, women, men, everybody. I think social media, I think there's a lot of great things about social media, but I also think that people use social media to do a lot of damage. I think there's some statistics, I don't have them in front of me, but that say that social media is like the biggest number one reason for divorce now, because it's so easy to cheat, and emotional cheating is like just the beginning, and then it just snowballs from there, So yeah, for sure.
Have you guys ever had a discussion to say, hey, in order for this relationship to work, we both agree we won't have social media? And could you guys both do something like that? If the relationship is that important to the both of y'all, could you guys say, fuck social media, we're more focused on each other? Or you think social media just got this hold on people now that they're not willing to let it go?
Not in this modern world. I don't think you can just not have social media and not be involved in the world to make your relationship work.
So would
you
you
have
ever
to
get rid
trust
of
your
yours?
partner openly?
Just be a good moral person. Use social media the way it's intended, to keep close with your family and show them what you're doing in life. Don't use it for fucking dirt. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just like really it's controlling someone, in my opinion, to make it work because they don't have good morals. Then what the fuck is the point? Like, if you just can't do it because you're just not a good person, then I'm not settling.
Do you guys really need, is social media that important that you guys, there you go. Do you guys really need social media? If you're in a relationship and the guy said, hey, I don't want you to have this shit, would you really go against him? Is it that important for you to be on social media?
I think it's the why is important, because if you don't trust me and you feel like I have to delete my social media for you to trust me, the relationship is not going to work anyway. because our relationship is supposed to be built on trust. So if I have to get rid of something or change something about myself or do something differently for you to trust me, then I don't think we should be together.
Well, what's the difference between a guy being in the streets, being in the club, going and hanging out at strip clubs, or anything like that, where let's just say predominantly women are at, right? And you as the girlfriend, the wife, or whoever say, you know what? I don't want you hanging out places like that. And what if he turned around and say, what, you don't trust me? Well, if our relationship is based on no trust, then
But I would be
maybe you should
telling
break
him
up.
that for that reason. If I was to tell you you can't go there, it's because I don't trust you. So if I have to tell you that, then I
don't know.
think
You
I'm
got
a
some insecure women just don't want you to go there, period, and be around shit like that. It has nothing to do with he would do
Yeah.
something with them. They
I
just don't want you there.
don't know. Maybe I'm different. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with if I
Strip club.
I'm in a relationship
But
right
you
now.
know there's some women that have problems with strip clubs. If they
Yeah,
got
and I
married.
do know that, but I've also hung out with guys at strip clubs, and it's not like I don't see like it's not like that. And
But
I think-
but look, you understand that, right? So not just speaking on you as one person, we're speaking on women as a whole and in general.
they know it's not fair.
They're not going to want their man hanging out at a strip club. He might not. First of all, the stripper might not even find your man attractive and don't even want to fuck with your man. You know what I mean? But
Right.
still, she knows that, but she still don't want her man at the goddamn strip club. Period. Don't spend no money on
I
these
think a
hoes.
lot
in
of
there.
women care,
Don't be at the
actually.
strip club. So if you say, hey, I don't want you to go there, wouldn't you want your man to respect your wish and be like, you know what, babe, I won't go. I don't
The
want no
only
problem.
reason
don't
I would
want
be telling him
I don't
not
go
to
to the
go
strip
is
club.
if he gave me a reason for him not to be there. Otherwise, go have fun.
If you guys, so if you date somebody and you get and say something that bothers you, do you guys always have to explain yourself, or does he always got to give you an explanation? Why can't it just be because I just don't want you to fucking go, or I don't want you to be around a certain
like
deal? Why does there have to be an explanation behind it? Because, like for instance, if I'm in a relationship with any one of y'all, and then you say, "Hey, I don't want you to be in this type of place and environment," right? Just because I know it fucks with you, and I do got real feelings for you, and I care how you feel. Why can't that just be enough? I'm like, babe, you know what? I got you. I understand. I'm good. I don't need you to explain yourself to me or give me an explanation why I shouldn't be there.
Damn. So
You
so
know,
women,
the explanation should be because it hurts that person I'm
just shut
with.
up. Just shut up because you gave her way. So just shut up. Women
And
don't
then-
work. Men and women are different. Women are emotionally wired. And if you guys, honest to God, if you men 9 times out of 10 would just be quiet and then validate, life would be so much smoother. Oh, you know what? I understand how you feel, babe. And that wasn't my intention. Case closed. You just pacified the fuck out of me. I am the rowdiest when I'm emotional. But if you just validate me, I will shut the fuck up. But you guys are so stuck in ego that now you're just saying, just shut up,
Men
bitch.
don't even like to argue. That's women shit.
That is not true.
We just agree with y'all because we just don't want to argue.
Freddie, I just told you this like a couple of days ago. My mom and dad, sorry y'all putting y'all out there.
No, that's good.
My mom and dad.
Cornell don't got nothing to do with this.
Sometimes my dad, the problem is he feels like he has to be right. When you can literally shut her up so fast and be like, I hear you.
Your
All
dad on here right now. Read the screen.
Like, I hear you, I got you. And then he's the type of person to say that, stop being so emotional, but he's the most emotional one in the conversation. And the first thing he says, I was triggered. If you wasn't emotional, you can't get triggered. If you're not being that much of an emotional person, how are you getting so triggered in the conversation?
But they want us to be feminine, but don't
Exactly.
be
That's his
emotional.
problem. He thinks he's right
Be
all the time.
feminine, but don't be emotional. Just shut up. Just shut
Man.
up. Okay.
So I want to go back up to this. So I want y'all to see this on the screen here. So she said the strip club and social media is different as fuck. Listen, social media, just like you said earlier, BB, you was like, even if he gets on social media with the thirst traps, right? You know, as a woman, any one of y'all, when you go on social media, you're gonna get way more attention than any man will get. Even the average looking woman gets more attention than a celebrity man. Let them put something up, you guys put something up, and see how much attention y'all get. I mean, it's no comparison between men and women, right? So this man go to the strip club. Yeah, the women probably doing their job. They might approach them, come sit by you on lap dance because they really just want to get your money and stuff, right? But to me, just like you said, Chanel, you don't see a problem in a strip club. So I would think social media is worse than the fucking strip club is. So Melanie, which with this whole strip club social media is different. I don't know. Maybe I missed the point. I don't get it. Social media in my eyes is way worse. I have to get a physical.
You have way more contact. You have an easier,
right?
like me, easier access. In a strip club, most men go in knowing like you're not gonna go home. You're not taking some bitch home to get married. You're gonna go in there to pay for titties in your face, have a few drinks with your boys, and then get ass and go home. Like, but on social media, you can start DMing and then sharing pictures, and then you're sharing your phone number, and then one thing leads to the other, and and yeah, okay, it can happen in a strip club, but not for the average Joe. Like, you either got to have a lot of money, or you got to be fine as fuck with really good dick, and you still gonna have some money. Like, you're not going broke looking good with good dick. Not in the strip club. Those girls are always off their coin, period.
Or some good game. Don't forget that part. Good game go a long way.
I mean, be ugly as fuck with good game, and I just don't know that you're
Hey,
gonna get.
Good game still pull them. They still pull them. You be like, damn, how you get hurt? Shit. Hey, so we got. They want to go back to the topic. So Tina says she wanted to hear from one of you guys. So what do you guys really think the real reason is that you guys think that men are ruining relationships today? I know, Brandy, you said the social media deal plays a huge part in it.
Well, I mean, it's statistically proven, but I don't think that men are ruining relationships. Men and women ruin relationships. I don't think men and women are doing what it takes to heal their own internal bullshit, and then they're deflecting that onto their partner, and they're expecting their partner to fix them, and it's never going to happen. It's a vicious cycle. A lot of men have ego in this day and age because women make just as much money, if not more money, and we're all doing well in our own right. We got fucking egos too. So but at the end of the day, if a man wants a woman to be in her feminine, he has to be a fucking leader. Point blank, period, the end. That's it. But as far as men ruining, no, it goes both ways. We all have a lot of work to do internally so that we can be our best selves and our best partners. But yeah, I just think it starts with a man being a good leader, period.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're ruining relationships, but they're ruining dating, in my opinion.
You think
I really feel like men are intimidated by self-sufficient women.
Well, now they can't tell you to just shut the fuck up and sit down.
Broke men love women with money. They don't care.
I'll care myself.
But I think they're very intimidated by it. And then when a woman does have money or presents it, then the guy becomes feminine because she's too masculine. And now you're going on dates and you're paying for everything for this man.
Do you think a woman having money makes a guy act feminine?
No, it's him going to this woman who has money and trying to pretend to be something that he's not. And then we're out on a date and he's not what he said he was.
I do think that some women can make the reason that a lot of men, not all men, want to be the female in the relationship is because women make it comfortable for them to do so. And then as soon as you require something or you have some type of expectation or you want to see some initiative, then you're the problem. And then you become too masculine. Then you're not letting me lead. But when I waited the whole time for you to lead and sat there by your side, it was not a problem. But when I'm like, okay, enough is enough, what are we about to do? Then all of a sudden I'm too masculine in the relationship. But you weren't saying that when I was taking care of you and you needed it and I didn't ask you for nothing.
That part. This man's down bad. He don't have a job. Okay, you want me to hold him down. I'm doing that. Now I'm too masculine for doing that. Make it make sense.
Well, let's talk about this. With the topic today with men ruining relationships, let's just say men are ruining a relationship. What relationships were you in that you might feel that the man ruined your guys' relationship? How about that?
I'll go. I don't care about putting my business out there. So my oldest daughter, I got with a man that, because I wasn't used to it when I was young, like I never been on a date. I never had anybody that was like, oh, I'm your boyfriend. Like I never experienced that. So my freshman year of school, somebody took me on a date to Applebee's and I was happy. Like, oh, he picked me up. Like he did this. Like, I don't care about money. So it was just a small thing. He's like, oh my God, he came to my house to pick me up. He walked me to the car. He did like the things that my dad told me a guy is supposed to do. Because I got so freaking excited from that which is why I speak on we make men too comfortable sometimes. I started being like, oh, you can do this. Let me show you what I can do for you. Like, let me show you how I can make you better. Let me show you how I can, build us up together. And I did that. And then he decided, oh, I don't have to do shit. Like, she got it. Like, I don't have to do anything when it comes into this relationship. But the only time he wanted to be masculine is if I was checking something or trying to figure something out, or if I had questions, then I'm the nigga, I'm the man in the relationship.
So he became aggressive if you asked questions.
Yeah, like if I had to be a dummy, right? Like I had to, I didn't see nothing, I don't say nothing. Like I'm gonna just be quiet and I'm here for you. Whatever you want this? Oh, you've been hurt in the past. That's why you're so sneaky. Like, that's why you want to make sure my phone is like this, because you've been hurt. I gave all those excuses and I was like, I trust him. And
but don't take that experience and stop doing what you're doing. If you naturally are that woman that good. Because I was going to say, men want to feel appreciated too, just as much as women do when they take you out. So if you are naturally that woman, say, hey, he did something nice to me. You know what? Let me show him my appreciation. I'm going to take you out too. He was just a bad apple. Once you showed him something nice, then he wanted to take advantage after that now.
I'm very cautious now.
That happens a lot.
A couple of bad apples. Like, I'm trying not to change who I am, but when you keep giving, clearly I'm just not. And my mom and my sister always tells me that it's also the places I go to, right? It could be that. Like, if I want something different, I got to do something different as well. So I need to go in these different places, but also in these different places is where you also get that they're not looking for no black bitch, like at all. Like, you don't want me because I'm black, and you automatically think I'm going masculine. I have a bad attitude when I actually can communicate very well. I'm very good at listening to your point of view. Like, I'm very calm, but I'm black, so you're not even going to give me that chance when I go to these places. So it just,
That's another topic right there. We definitely got to discuss that one. All right, Des, go ahead, because I remember you broke this down to me one time. So you be nice.
What was the question again?
When she was talking about being nice and doing something for men, then they take full advantage of it.
Oh God, yeah. That happens a lot. I feel like I'm new to the dating world. So get on dating apps, whatever, go out and about to meet people. Every man that I went on a date with anyways, lied in some shape or form. For instance, basketball player posting pictures, he's this, that, the other. Okay, let's go. I go meet up with him. He's like, I have a game in California You want to go? Sure. Meet up, blah, blah, blah. First thing out his mouth, can we take your car to California from Vegas? Okay. Sure, let's do it, whatever. We get out there, hotel, can you pay for the hotel? Already I'm pissed. I'm like, I already know what this is. I'm done with it. Whole time I'm paying for everything, food, drinks, hotel, everything. This man is saying he's a whole basketball player. You know what I mean? So we went to a basketball game at Santa Monica Beach with the club team. So it's just like, why lie? Why put on the persona of something that you're not? I didn't care when I went over to his place what he had or anything like that. And I was willing to pay for things, but then he comes back and I can just tell it was being used all the time, lying. And that's not the only time it's happened. Met another person on a dating app. Oh, come hang out. Cool. This man was living with his baby mama. Like, why does this happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to Mariposa. You know what I mean? Don't go there. I know
No.
you don't go there, but I'm just saying that's the start. Just don't go places like Mariposa and you be all right. You know what I
But
mean?
the thing about it is, we as women have to stop letting men get away with things like that. Because the minute he would have said, but that's our fault. Because I've done the same thing that you've gone through. The thing is, nip that shit in the butt. The minute that motherfucker said, let's go to California, but let's take care of your car, absolutely not. I'm
That
sorry.
was the one thing right there.
That should have been a red flag. And that's when you should have said, you know what, I'm not, I mean, you suggested it. You suggested going to Cali. Let's take your
That
car.
part.
Because it starts off with the car, then it starts off, I don't have money. Girl, you better than me. You better than me. Because the minute he said hotel, I'd have been like, oh, you don't have it? Because I'd have about my ass right back. First of all, I'm not even driving in Cali. Let's just put that on the table. Not happening. Second of all, no, I got a hotel. Like, are we fucking? Are we together? Because no, that's not happening. But that's where we as women have to get to know a man more. And like someone said it in the comments, maybe we should be friends with them first. My experience with men is when you're friends with them, oh shit, they tell on themselves. They tell all the business because in their minds, they're not trying to holler at you, right? Because when a man's trying to get at us, they're going to be a salesman. They're going to tell us all the glitz and glamour that we think we want to hear, right? But they're going to sell their representative. And we know this. So instead of us, if he's not showing us that who he really is, you got to get to know him as a friend first. You should never date a man unless you know who he is. We're dating people we don't even know. You know what I mean? But that's where we as women got to make better decisions. Those are the things that we have to start seeing. Like, wait a minute. First of all, you want to ride my car? What's wrong with your car? You know what I mean? Get to know him in a different manner. So that way we don't get suckered into stuff like that. And you know what? And it's okay for you to say no. Don't feel bad. You could be like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. No.
Did he pay for gas?
Nothing. Nothing.
After the first date, or were you guys like dating?
Oh no, that was the first, and that was the last.
You went all the way to Cali on a first date?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we talked for a while, but yeah, that was the first time we hung out.
Damn.
He's being spontaneous on her dime, though.
Bro, what if he like pulled you off and like slashed you in the desert on the way to Cali?
I know.
Yay.
Crazy.
I thought you guys had been on a few dates. Date one,
no.
Hey, but you learn from the dates. Okay, you treat it like a job.
I told you I'm new at dating. Like this is like the second year of me being single.
Are you on that website on Facebook? It's like, are we dating the same guy?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm telling you, that shit makes you be like grateful for any relationship you're in because I'm telling you that I don't know how many thousands of members are on there, but they post man after man. I know a few people personally that have been posted on there, but you learn a lot, and a lot of women will go on there and say, "Hey, I've been talking to this guy." You can't use his first and last name, but they'll say like, "Oh, I've been talking to this person or whatever. Anybody got any
Yeah.
tea?" Well, then you're gonna find out he got 3 baby mamas, 2 DVs, he's wanted in Texas for drugs. Like, you'll
Mhm.
get some tea before you go to Cali.
See, and that's why men are ruining dating and relationships. All these
Can I
Yeah.
You
lies.
know, I got it. I want to counter on that. That same page she's talking about, they got the exact same page for women.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
do.
Hey
Yeah.
man, I took her out. She tried to order the most expensive shit on the menu, and I seen her tomorrow on another date with another man.
Oh, yeah.
But the only difference between the two, the men don't really participate in it as the women do. Because I look at it as more of gossip than anything. Because you never know what people's motives are. Somebody could just be in their feelings and just talking shit. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean what they saying is the truth. Somebody could just be hating and trying to block you or block that person from moving on from your ass. You know what
Can
I
I
mean?
answer one of those questions in the comment? Because it's kind of just going to go back to something you asked earlier.
What's that?
Of course, it's my dad's comment. It says, "Do y'all think women are so thirsty nowadays that y'all don't allow y'all, that y'all allows too much bullshit in the beginning of the relationship?"
That's funny.
I think it has nothing to do. I think it has everything to do with y'all are already saying. If I was hard on you in the beginning of the relationship, then I didn't give you a chance. I didn't see your potential. I wasn't there for you. But so
Mhm.
I'm battling in my head. Do I just let this go? Like, okay, just it's one time, give them a chance. But then if I don't give you a chance, then you ask a question like that. Like, so y'all want us to be graceful and give y'all grace, or y'all want us to stand on business? Like,
Mhm.
y'all go back and forth depending on how you're feeling in that moment or what the situation is.
I don't feel like there's any woman on this panel that's thirsty though. So that's
That part.
I'm like, what? No.
Not thirsty at all. Looks like we got self-sufficient women on this panel.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in here thirsty.
She
Hey, why
said,
you put up?
No
For
one's
my
thirsty,
shop.
but just for a drink, not
I
a
got
man.
my cup
Oh my god.
I would hope he wasn't talking about us, being that I'm his daughter. I would hope that's not who he's talking about.
That was directed towards you.
She don't look thirsty. I think she'd be all right out there.
too.
So we got this guy, Berg. Well, I don't think that's a guy. I think that was actually a woman. I think she's been on here before. Said, I don't really think most men want to just be friends with women. They want more than that. So can you guys be cool and just be friends with a man? Do you guys even have friends that are men that you guys
All
are
my
just
friends are
strictly
men.
friendship? And not because you kept it as friends, did they still try to do more than just being friends with you?
Every man friend I
Keep it
have been
100.
Yep.
And if they tried before, or
If they're a
just
man
threw
friend, they
something
got
out there to see
shut
if it
down.
sticks, even if you didn't do nothing, or let's say he didn't try 100%, but he just threw something out there just to see what you would say, then that still counts. So that lets you know that's not a true friend. You know what I mean? Because he wants more than that, and that's why he's around, waiting on
That's
his chance
right.
and opportunity.
Well, of course. What human isn't sitting around waiting for their chance and their opportunity?
Well, what do you guys think? Like I got some friends say that a woman to say, I got a lot of male friends. You have a
I
lot
do.
of male friends. A lot of male guys just want to be your friend, huh? You're just that cool. They just want to be your friend. So many men just want to be your friend.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about if men were being more feminine now than masculine.
Okay.
Say that again.
I wanted to talk about men being more feminine now than masculine.
Okay.
Everybody's opinion on that. Because I definitely think men have become more feminine than what I've known I guess, men of the past to be.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think it just even as a guy speaking, I think they became more feminine. Just what I see. I even think just on different coasts, men look different. You know what I mean? Like I see, I don't know. I go back home to the South and I see a lot of guys in the military. I see, the guys in the gym, and I just want to be the man. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying like big like that, but just like a man. And I come to West Coast, see these
Fixing
skinny
shit.
ass, body ass dudes, and I see like he couldn't defend you if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it just, I like when I see the women driving the car and I see the lazy ass dude in the passenger seat all the way back. You know what I mean? To me, that's even feminine. Like I remember somebody posted, or it was like a little saying, dude driving in the passenger seat, the seat all the way back, and they're like, "Man, sit your ass up and look at one of these billboards for a job and see who's hiring." You know what I mean? Because I don't know, men. I don't know. Men just different to me nowadays, man. I don't know. But when you guys think, what do you guys see?
I don't know, but the comment says they're house bitches with no house.
And they can't fix anything either.
That, like, you can't change the tire is crazy.
I can't. Yeah.
So I mean, real like that was your question. So what's y'all answer that, dude? Are the guys that I mean, y'all see them shit. Do they seem like men to y'all? They masculine, or they just? I mean, what do
Yeah.
y'all see when y'all out there?
Yeah, a lot of men don't even know how to do basic stuff like that, change a tire. And a lot of men aren't in the household raising their kids, therefore not teaching these boys to be men. It's going to decline masculinity as well.
So now you see your dad down here. What he's saying on the screen?
Yeah, I'm definitely ignoring him.
I feel like men, like boys, are so wanting their moms, right? They're so like looking for women as their moms, like just
Yes.
like still trying to get taken care of. And then vice versa, like how girls try to like marry their dad. So it's like so important for like men to raise their kids, especially their daughters, like taking them on dates. Because when they get older, they're gonna settle for a guy who was just nice, like doing the basic minimum of being nice. I'm like, oh my gosh, that boy is so nice to me.
Yes.
Let me marry him, or let me give him the cooch because he was so nice.
Definitely happened to me.
You know,
and then you have guys that don't even want to go do anything. They don't want to get a job. They don't want to work. They don't want to pay bills. They want to sit at home while the girl takes care of everything. That's being a feminine bitch.
They just haven't grew up yet. They're still boys. They're not men.
Yeah.
I've actually heard men say, "Oh, my mom did it. She did it just fine."
Well, then you better
And
call
it's
your
like, but you don't know.
mama.
You don't know the struggles. You don't know the struggles your mom was going through. You just, and then who wants to see their mom do everything? Like the fact that you were growing up with your mom and you didn't do shit because they probably didn't even take the trash out. But then again, women, that's part of women's problems. You know what I mean? We keep the children from their fathers.
Mhm.
Then we wonder why. We wonder why our kids are the way they are. Yeah, and that goes for boys and girls. That goes for boys and girls. Our daughters need their father as well. Listen, he might not have been a good partner for you, or he, your companion, or whatever the case is. He might have not been a good person for you, but that doesn't mean that you stop his rights of being a parent.
Yeah, that's
and then
insane.
we run around saying how we raised all of our kids by ourselves. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But you think you should get 5 stars for that? You did that because that was your choice. But you don't know how much you fucked up your kid's life because your kid needed the father, not a man. They need their father, because no one's going to love that child as much as their father. I mean, unless he's a deadbeat. But then again, why did you have a child by a deadbeat? Then he good.
Well, even a deadbeat still can love them kids. I mean,
exactly.
I am a 1,000,000,000% with you on that. I have seen way too many of my male friends suffer without their children because the women got mad and took off. And I swore when I left my ex-husband, no matter what, that wasn't, oh shoot, I just clicked off.
I did that.
Oh, I was never going I was never gonna do that, and I never did. I couldn't imagine doing that, so I completely agree with you on not punishing your children because you and the man couldn't get your shit together. Like, that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thank you.
Mm.
Please don't do that. That's weird. I'm just staring at myself talking.
I'm just letting everybody know who's talking.
Just because the relationship doesn't
I
work
know.
out, like at least like still co-parenting, right?
Yeah.
That's the big thing is like working to be civil. Like you guys don't have to like each other, but and yeah, some women are petty. They keep their kids away from them because for whatever reason, like and then
Selfish
just
reasons.
support too. I'm like, if they are contributing, like why do you have to, if it is 50-50, you don't have like, what I mean? Like I don't ask for, much. If you're contributing, like I don't need money from you. If you can contribute, I don't need child support from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But also talking about like how we end up like our parents, or like, oh, I never want a marriage like that, right? I told myself that when I was younger, and then we didn't know what we didn't know, right? But as soon as like you get into that situation, you're like, shit, you like that like light switch like went on. I'm like, oh, I'm in my parents' relationship. And then you're looking through your lens of your kids of like, if I don't change something right now, I'm going to end up like my parents. I'm going to end up how like they like, even though it wasn't a broken home, it felt like a broken home, even though my parents were still together. So I had to like, breaking that generational curse, like, am I going to continue it or am I going to like end this? And yeah, it was hard. Like it's hard to stay and it's also hard to leave.
Mm-hmm. You have
So
to
it's
choose.
like, what kind of hard? Yeah, what kind of hard do you want? And not to sound dirty, but I think after like having kids, I had to like switch it. So I work in mental health. So like after like seeing people, talking to people in their situation, I'm like, I need to like look into my situation. And if my kids were to ask me in my situation, like, hey mom, like so and so doesn't help with finances, doesn't help with emotional support, like I feel like I feel like I'm not in a marriage, like like what should I do? And then I would tell her or him, would you be okay with staying in this relationship, in this marriage for the next 5-10 years? And then she would answer no. So why should you stay? And then I need to ask myself that, because we give other people the best advice, but we don't listen to our own advice. So we have to put it into a third party. If your kids were to ask you the same thing, what would you tell your kids? Because we want the best for our kids. So I know they want the best for us. And, they want us to be happy as much as we want them to be happy. So I feel like we deserve to be happy for them. We need to show them what true happiness, true love looks like, rather than, oh, mom and dad are together, but they're not happy. Well, we're showing them the example of what fake love and what fake happiness looks like.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Ladies, I'll tell you what, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I know I did tell you guys we'll go for an hour tonight, man, and go ahead and end it on this. But I do want to bring you guys back on some other topics as well. Chanel, Miss BV, Allie, Damn, why am I forgetting people, everybody's name over here, man? You
Christy,
know, who else?
Christy, Chanel,
Keep going.
Allie.
Keep going.
I
And
forgot Des.
Nice.
I knew it was with a D, but I couldn't remember the rest. Sorry.
Oh, I
But
can't
yeah.
believe we're done talking because y'all love to talk about Black women. I wanted to talk about Black men in particular.
Oh
Go for
shit.
it.
Okay, well, let's bring this up then. Well, fuck it. I ain't
Talk-
going now.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
Well, my question is,
Uh-oh, let me get
are
these guys.
other
Wait.
race of men outdoing Black men in a traditional sense?
Say that one more time.
Are other race of men outdoing Black men in a traditional sense? Are they in the house? Are they going to work? Do they have their wife at home?
I think it depends.
I feel like the Black man has completely elevated over the years in doing so much more like entrepreneurial. I can't say the word, but I feel like Black men have like evolved into way more than really any other race I can like come off the top of my head other than obviously the white race. So that's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know.
Allie?
Yeah, like okay, Tawana, I see your question. She said traditional, like what? You meaning like family wise?
Family wise, yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know because like see they're gonna get mad if I answer this question because I'm only gonna speak on my experience. I know a couple of black families. It maybe it's West Coast thing again, like to say black on black relationships. I see a lot of that not really working out, but I do see more interracial relationships that, and let's just say if it's a black man, I've seen those more kind of put together than I do on black relationships. Like the black on black relationships that I know of, I can name on my hands, like friends and stuff like that that are in successful relationships. You know what I mean? Um, and I mean, it's a hard one. It's a hard one because I think there's a lot of things that play a part with, if we're going to talk about tradition, if you meaning like if a black man's in a household, there's a lot of things that plays a part in that.
Because I think statistically they say that Black men are not raising their children, that they're not in the household as much as a white man or a Mexican man.
I think they
So
say that.
would that play a role in men not being as masculine now?
Well, see, this is gonna sound like some other. I'm gonna give you two different angles. When you have men in the household and men that's out of the household, there's still things that's still different. Like I'll put you like this: I know men that are in the household, but don't mean they're the best man to be there. I know men that's in the household that's still cheating on their wife every day. If you go to Santa, and if we're going to talk race, a lot of people know this, and especially if you're Northern California and the Bay Area. If you even talk about prostitution, the number one hub is the Bay Area, like San Jose area, and that's majority Mexican men, and they're married and they're cheating on their wives, spending money on prostitutes, and they say don't ever call my phone, and they hurry up and do what they got to do because they know their wife knows what time they should be home and what time they're off work. Don't call on Sunday because that's when I'm with my family. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best man because he's still out there doing fucked up shit. Then when it comes, I say, what, black on black? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard for me to answer because I can only talk about friends. I can't talk about my house, like my household, like my family and my parents and stuff because they're still together. You know what I mean? And the people in my family, they're still together. If I speak on myself, yeah, I got a son. I'm not with the mom. I was married to her. So, and I think there is a clear difference between a ex-wife and a baby mom. And I don't never want to say those are the same because it's not. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I got married for the wrong reasons because she was pregnant. I thought I was doing the right thing, trying to step up. I mean, and we got married based on me not even being in love with the person, just trying to make everybody else happy. So got married. I was married for 3 years and we got divorced. You know, she and I were not on bad terms. You know, I can call her, she can call me, and my son know that me and her can be in the same environment together. Ain't no issue and no drama. You know, we still call each other from time to time, still crack jokes and talk shit, and it's all good. You know, so but as far as other black men, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some black men not together with a black woman either. Maybe they went into the relationship wrong when they had these kids. Maybe they wasn't in a relationship to begin with when they had a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they not in the household. I don't know too. I personally don't know too many men that's been in the household and said "fuck you, I'm gone" and just left. I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can give you stories of men being put out, and that's why they not there no more. I know men that get tired of fighting and arguing and say, "You put me out, I'm not coming back no more. I don't want to deal with that shit no more." I know them stories, but I don't really know a whole lot of stories that a man really said, "Fuck this family," and just walked out that door and never came back. So I think we might have to change that lens around and look the other way and ask that question: How come the men aren't in the household?
Well, I
They
think it
say,
just goes back to what Allie was saying, really. Again, she was just saying it's really important for our children to see us happy. Sometimes we're just not happy together, we're happiest apart. And that's what's best for our children to see us happy, whether you're together or you're not. I think at the end of the day, respecting the mother of your child is ultimately what they see you do, is what they're going to mimic in the future, especially like fathers. So, whatever fathers are mimicking to their sons, that's more than likely what their sons are going to grow up and buy flowers for Valentine's Day and get excited for birthdays. But if you treat your baby mom or your ex-wife like shit and it was nothing, then your son will never think that it was anything. So at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot of children out of wedlock too, and then a lot of people getting married for the wrong reasons just because they got pregnant. But ultimately, I think it's what Ali said, like us just showing happiness. And then also, again, respect. Traditional, you could still be a traditional man without having a woman. You could still be traditional and get up and take your children to church on Sunday. You don't have to have a wife. You could still be traditional and put up your Christmas tree or do your Hanukkah or your Easter rituals or whatever. There's like so many traditions. It doesn't require you to have the man in the household. And yeah, maybe women push men out the door, but that all goes back to all that trauma and healing yourself and everyone coming together healed at some point, not coming in completely broken and expecting someone else to fix you or make you happy, because that shit ain't never gonna happen.
I like
Period.
that question, though. I like that. You got
It's a
a
good one.
you got one, Chanel.
I think my biggest thing, I feel like sometimes we make things about race so much. And I'm really into psychology and behaviors. I'm a behavior analyst. So I think it always has to do with their past experiences and what they went through as to who they show up to be and how they took that. I've seen brothers who were raised by a horrible dad. One was like, I'm not going to be like that, and was better. And then the other end up just being the same as them. So I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with race. It just has a lot to do with whatever they went through in the past that made them who they are now.
It's just the choices and decisions that the individual does. Doesn't matter. Like what color, what you look like, gender. It's just the choices and decisions of like, am I gonna choose this route or that route? Am I gonna be bitter? Am I gonna be better from my past? You know.
Mhm.
Okay. You got another one, Des?
I don't know. Let's see. Do you think because we've accepted gay people that men are becoming more feminine?
I don't think that goes together at all.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Mhm.
I think men are just more metrosexual than they were.
Mhm.
And I love it. I'm with it, but just still be strong and masculine. But also you could be metro, put all that shiny stuff in your beard and, like, how you dress, Freddie. We all see your Facebook. Like that's very metro. But I don't think it has nothing to do with the gays for sure. Like, no, I don't think so at all. No.
Okay.
You think it has something to do with us accepting gays?
Not in
Mm,
particular. I just think we're seeing a lot more men be gay, obviously. So
Mhm.
I don't like to go out, you're talking to a man, you found out later he's gay.
I know are you talking about down low, guys?
Yes.
That's huge in Atlanta. Huge.
It's
Yes.
huge everywhere now. Okay. She said race matters point blank. As far as I feel like it matters as far as like how guys pick their women, yeah. But as far as like if somebody's gonna be a good dad or not, or if they're gonna have good traditions or not, that has nothing to do with race. It was how they were raised, how they were brought up, who they were around, the things that they saw, the things that they've been through. It's not because I'm black, so I just decided because my skin is black, I'm just not going to be a dad. I'm going to have a kid, and I'm not going to be a dad because I was born black. No.
Yeah, I don't think they're going out of their way to do that, but relationship wise, black on black relationships, most men are not in that household later. Now, a white family, they're most likely in that household raising their kids. Mexican, definitely in that household. So why is that?
I
Why
think
are black men not in the household as often? And then therefore, I think that leads to these men being raised by women who are not going to teach their son the same thing their father could have.
Okay, I see the angle you're going. Okay. I see that angle you're saying.
but I feel like your perspective is off of the white and black families you were around. It's
Correct.
I've been around a lot of Hispanics, and a lot of them did not have dads in the house. And I've been around black people that had their dads in the house. So I don't
So
like it.
statistically, the Hispanics come in second place for fatherless. So African American is 57.6, Hispanic is 31.2, and then white is
Mhm.
20.7. But I agree with you. I think it's all really based on like who you've been around. Like my current fiance, his parents have been married like 50 plus years and they have a beautiful marriage. His father is like the type of man that I would marry in a hot second, no questions asked, leader, but he's 48 years old. He's never been married, he's never had children, and I don't think that he ever will. So I don't know that really it like maybe it plays a role, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Do you think when you say that the men are in the household, again, I think that goes back to not saying that the men are, really leaving the household. Like I say, could be on the other end too, being put out, kept
Yeah.
away from a kid. I
Yeah.
think sometimes the women play a role in that too, while that man's not in the household. You know, I know, I don't know, man. I mean, It's tough.
There's
It's
a
tough. And
million reasons why a man isn't there. I mean, he could have died. You have no idea.
or he's in jail. With those stats that you're saying, those stats do
Yeah.
include men being incarcerated, which we know system wise, a lot of things aren't fair. We do know that. You know what I mean? So that's why some African men, I mean, black men aren't in the household. They also play a part too. What if to say that the black household gives up too fast on both sides, the woman and the man? Meaning like you came, boy and little girl up, you came from a single parent home. So that's what you know. You know what I mean? So I'm mad, we don't get along, I'm leaving, or we're not gonna be together no more. And you two truly don't try as hard to stay together. You know what I mean? Sometimes it only take one argument and you be like, man, fuck this shit, I'm going, or fuck you.
You
nigga, I
know
don't need
why? Because
And then we
social
talk.
media shows us how beautiful and amazing life is on the other side. And so we quick just wash our hands and jump because we think like, oh, Susie, I've been watching her for a year and her life is so fucking perfect and yada, 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 yada. Because Susie ain't showing you the dark side of the bullshit. So
Mhm.
that is my opinion why we just quick jump and make quick decisions, or men or women think the grass is going to be greener on the other side because dude slid into the DM and he's been saying all the right things and showing you the things that you know, men, they do their research. They know how to like slide in and ask questions and, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? What's wrong with your marriage or your relationship? And then all of a sudden, they became all of the opposite of all of the things that you were frustrated about, you know, and then you're jumping to what you think is greener on the other side. And then you get there and that shit's way worse than if you would have just stayed and thugged it out where you were at and fixed the shit you already had going. Cause sometimes it's really just not that bad. But I think that we live off of social media and seeing how happy somebody else is or what somebody else is living, and we think that we could just jump and we could have that life too, and then we don't have to settle. Take that shit.
I think y'all just settle and stay with the dad, please. Just settle.
Yeah,
You know
just
what I'm
fucking
saying?
settle, guys. Fucking settle.
Look,
Telling
when the kid 18, they go your separate way there. That's what you want to do. God damn.
yeah.
I feel
But I agree with Ellie. I love the whole happiness thing.
I
'Cause
don't
mine up-
settle.
That's what I said. Happiness. No settling.
No, don't ever settle. Ever, 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 ever.
But don't be a runner either. Don't be a
Ever,
runner.
ever.
I don't want
Don't
you
be a
guys
trick.
ever, meaning like when you guys in a relationship with a man and you guys get mad, please don't be the type of woman because you're mad, you just quick to run away. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk. Don't be that person. You know, please communicate and try to understand each other and understand both points of views. If that shit don't come back together, can't be worked out or whatever, then go. But don't be that woman that's mad and just first thing you want to do is run and get away. Don't be that. You know what I mean? Because that don't solve shit. And all you're gonna do is continue to be that, and you're gonna get to the next relationship and you're gonna do the same thing again. It can't be every man. Then at some point you're gonna have to look in the mirror.
You know, it's
It
funny
might
how
be-
you mentioned that, like, oh, running, right? I think it's just running from your emotions. And
Yeah.
honestly, I did feel that a couple of times. It's because we're still trying to heal. No one's fully healed getting into a relationship. I know people are like, oh, wait till you're healed till you get into a relationship. There's still people who are still single after 10 years of not being with another relationship because that's like another fear, right? Like you won't know until you get yourself out there.
Right.
So like from feeling that fear, you know, of like, you know, I'm mad at him or her, I'm just gonna leave and not let them know why I'm mad. But then
Yeah.
you know, you kind of have to sit in that discomfort and like, why am I feeling like this? I've been listening to like a lot of like relationship healing podcasts, and it really does help during like being single and being in a relationship. So you know, you have to just keep learning and like knowing about yourself. And then I like how they say like, how old am I acting right now? I'm acting like a teenager. Why am I acting like, why am I feeling this way? Like you have to sit with yourself and ask, why are you feeling this way? oh, it's because of this. You know, like being in any relationship, it's gonna like show up your wounds of like that, and that's how you go past that. You need to learn from what you're going through right now so you can get through to the other side. And from feeling that way, I shared to my partner or my boyfriend, and I'm like, hey, this is how I was feeling today. I honestly just wanted to just go back home and just ignore and just didn't tell you what was going on. I was going to give you the cold shoulder, just leave. And then, but I sat with myself. I'm like, I need to tell him, otherwise this is going to be shoved under the rug. And then later on, it's going to be built up saying like, oh, remember that time? And be like, what? You didn't tell me this. So I think having to deal with that situation at that moment before it ends up building up, you need to like, get rid of that little simmer of fire before it ends up being like a huge flame in the background. Like you need to like have that communication with that person. Otherwise, it's going to end up like your old relationship. You need to fix whatever you're going through right now. Otherwise, it's going to be your next relationship. That's why a lot of people are like going through their third, fourth, fifth marriage. Like, do you like we don't want that. We don't want it to end up in another marriage to end up a divorce. We didn't want the divorce in the first place. We did try to work things out. We didn't get married to get divorced.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people in society think like, oh, you're divorced. Like it sounds so bad. It sounds so bad being in an unhappy relationship too. So it's just like, how much do you love yourself, and how much are you worth for staying in that relationship, or how much are you worth leaving? So it kind of goes both ways.
And if you communicate, I think the biggest thing that I see nowadays is they're communicate. I'm going to tell you my problem. We're going to fix it. But as soon as I'm mad again, I'm going to bring it back up. I tell like my family, like if you said you forgive them and you're going to move on, you got to actually do it. Like you can't just say it to fix the problem right then. And then as soon as you get mad about something else, then it's like, oh, you did this and last week you did that. But like we just fixed what happened last week. So why are we still focused on that? So I think even with the communication, like you have to also be very honest with yourself. Because even if you're not going to let it go right then and there, but say that, like, because how I tell my mom, like, if you're going to be mad, say, I hear you. I'm trying to receive it, but I can't receive it right now. Just like, be honest about that, because you can't say, okay, I hear you, I fixed it. And then you're moving on, and then you're going to get mad at them about something else, and they're confused as why you're mad. So like really communicating, saying it's okay to not let something go right then and there, but it's just how you respond and how you do it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, that's perfect too. With like any like your parents' kids relationship, not just, and friends, not just going to be like romantic relationships. So yeah.
I like that as a topic though. I think we need to discuss that another day, man. I think we can get more in depth with that. But then we'll have a mixture, and guys and women in on that. And I do want to go more in depth with your question too, Des, because I kind of got stuck a little bit because you had me thinking on that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I want to get a man's perspective on that for sure.
Yeah, and I want to get a couple of guys on that, and maybe they got some experience in that. What do they think? Because they might have been through that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but yeah, we definitely check back in on that.
Was that on the traditional question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoever Polo Jones is said that he's president of the Faithful Black Man Association, and we are more traditional in every sense. So maybe he needs to be on that topic.
Yeah, shout out Polo.
I don't know who that is, but
that's the homie out here.
okay.
Oh, Berg, the one I kept saying I didn't know if that was a man or a woman. My bad. I apologize. I just got a text message. That was actually my little brother. So my bad, man.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, man. Hey, tonight was dope, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, man. And I do want to do this again if I come up with some more topics and you guys feel like it'll be a good fit for you, then I want to send that invite to all of y'all to come back on and just do it all over again and talk about y'all experience.
Awesome. Thanks for having
Yeah.
us.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
guys. And we'll go ahead and sign out, man. You guys have a good night and y'all take care.
Okay, good night.
All right. Bye.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.